Hello, I am Deb Coviello, the Drop-In CEO and the host of the Drop-In CEO podcast, where week after week I have the amazing opportunity of either speaking with guests and bringing their insights and inspiration to you. But this week it's just me, and hopefully I have those amazing insights for you because, again, I show up week after week. I have seen so many C-suite leaders who are amazing at what they do. Even those trying to get into the C-suite, you're already successful. You're not broken, but I do find that sometimes you might struggle a little bit, for which some of these insights that I'm going to share with you may help you navigate with confidence. And if you like this episode, please let me know. I have a little bit of an ego. I do like to know what you think about these episodes. I have had people come to me. They are very beneficial, but feedback is a gift. Would always love to know what you think and if I can continue to bring you value. Now, this week's topic, it's very, very relevant. I'll give you the title because I've been writing about this on my blog post on LinkedIn. It's called Clearing Away the Clutter Can Cleanse the Soul. Now, this is not going to be a lesson in how to organize your kitchen or empty out the garage. Yes, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but clutter. Oh, it was an epiphany for me these last couple weeks when I looked at actually the clutter that I did have in my home. And through the process of decluttering, oh my, the amazing outcomes that happen. And I want to share this with you and then give you some insights. So, funny story. About a week ago, my son and his wife got reunited. They got married in Europe, but they were separated for some time. She came back over to the U.S. and started organizing the apartment. My son had done his best job at putting everything in its place, and then he sends us pictures of her tearing the place apart and making it a home for the both of them. So it was kind of funny. We were looking at it and giggling. And then the next thing you know, I'm saying, oh, shoot, my pantry is a mess. I've been meaning to do it. I've been procrastinating. It's been on my bucket list. And so finally, I start ripping apart the pantry and the Lazy Susan and the drawers, and I got everything strewn out all over the kitchen. My husband takes a picture of it, and it's like, okay, yep. Yes, I am decluttering my life. But what I'm going to tell you, because it was funny in the process, and yes, in the end, whew, I can breathe easy. I can see what I have. The mere fact that I spent the time decluttering my world, putting things back in order so things aren't falling down on you, wasting time picking things up, getting the wrong groceries because you already had stuff in the cabinet. I was able to put things in order. But along the way, I had time to think because it's mindless work. You don't have to think too much. You put something in its place, you step back, you say that's the right place, you move it around. It's mindless work. But the beauty of it is the mind starts going and starts drifting and thinking about other things. And I will tell you, in the process of going through this work, and again, I love my kitchen. It looks wonderful now. Even though it looked great to begin with, it was clean, it was tidy, behind the apron, behind the curtain, behind the cabinets, it was a mess. And so I cleaned it up, but I was also thinking about myself. What else needs decluttering in my life? And I soon realized there were a couple areas in my well-being and also my focus in what I do for work and my business. I gained great clarity. And I would love to share more about that clarity. But the point is, I'm looking at you right now, and I'm wondering if this applies to you. So I turn to you. Do you feel cluttered? Again, I'm turning to you. Do you feel cluttered? Do you procrastinate? Are you working on things that are really not providing any value? Are you overworked? Are you feeling uncertain? Now, I'm going to stop right there. These are all effects of getting off track, but I just want to lean into your greatness, okay? You are a great human. I don't want you to feel bad. Yes, so things are cluttered. Things are procrastinated a little bit. Yes, you feel a little bit overworked. But I want to stop pitching negative marketing. You are a great human. You are amazing. You've been laser focused on your career, on your family, on your community, and you're really quite accomplished. But the crazy thing is with time, With time, the clutter accumulates, and you're not sure how you got there and sometimes where to start. It's mysterious how your life just gets cluttered. And then you look around yourself and it's like, oh, what am I going to do with this? Because it's just not normal. It's like I'm used to being focused. I've got my list of things to do, go, go, go. And then there's the stuff that just shows up on the periphery that gets you a little bit unsettled. And I don't want you to struggle or be unsettled. So, how do we solve this problem? Now, what I'm going to do is go geek on you. I'm going to be a little geeky and bring out some of my Lean Six Sigma. Yes, I am a Lean Six Sigma black belt. And one of the most basic principles about lean is, again, providing value and being more efficient, being more effective. And I will talk to you about 5S. S is in Sam. 5S is short for the 5 different S's. Again, this is translated into English. It's actually from the Japanese, but it is sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. Okay? Sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain. You know, you might be on your way to getting a black belt at this point. So let's go into the kitchen example and apply 5S. The first thing you do is you go in and you look at that drawer and you pull everything out, and you don't realize that you probably don't need at least a third or half of that stuff. And even once you get rid of stuff, do you really need it in that place? Or is it something that you only use once a month, once a year? Could you put it someplace farther away so there's less at the point of use? So that's the first thing. Sort through your inventory and then set. Start thinking about how do you want to put it back in place? Do you need a drawer organizer? Do you need something to hang on the wall? Do you need a container on the counter? Some place to set things back in the optimal place? Take time. Be creative. I went out to the store and I got all kinds of organizing tools. The family was elated because the clutter was going away. So how do you want to set things back in place? And then shine. Oh, this is the best part. You might want to do a little bit of shine, clean things up, make it sparkle, put some stickers, put some color around. I don't know what it is, but make it your own, make it your house as you sorted things and start setting things back in the same place so it looks and feels completely different. Now, standardize and sustain. How are you going to make sure that nobody else messes up the organization that you've put in place? There are different ways to do this, as well as sustain, check, so you don't deviate and get back to a cluttered life. If you want to learn more about Lean and 5S, I am an expert in this, and I can help you in your organization, because just a little bit of decluttering in your workplace is going to, 1, engage people, 2, it's going to make you feel good, and 3, yes, you're going to have a more effective area workplace. Now, let's turn to you again. Get out of the kitchen. Let's get into your head. Let's get into your work environment. How might you do this in your work environment? Again, just think about, where is there clutter in your life? Whether it's in your head, whether it's in your computer, whether it's in your work area, whether it's in how your team is operating. Think of an example of where there is clutter. There is disorganization. You have to rework. You have to find that you lose time trying to find things because they're not where they need to be. Just think about where there is clutter, disarray, and inefficiency. Is this ringing a bell with you? I do hope so. So let's get into a work example. What might sort look like? The first S of 5S. First thing, look at the space, whether it's electronic or physical, and inventory what you have and remove what is not needed. Inventory what you have and remove what is not needed. Number 2, set. Find the optimal arrangement for you, whether it's in your calendar, how you like to see your calendar organized, whether it's in your drawer at work, maybe it's your desktop. Find the optimal arrangement where things are where they need to be, that you can see them, they're close to the point of use, whatever seems to be right. And again, I can work with you on this. And mind you, I'm going to deviate a second. For all of those out there, those creatives that love having things all over the place and post-it notes and folders, etc., you too have a system. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I accept and appreciate the diversity in the workspace. You have a system, and I am sure it has been sorted, set, and shined up. But I do advise you, go through those post-it notes, go through all those folders, go through those knickknacks on your table, and just ask yourself, are they all needed? Do they give you joy? Do they help your system? Just think about it for a moment. So, after you have sorted through what you don't need and find the optimal arrangement, shine, clean it up, put colors that you like that really, make you feel good about the space. Whatever it is that will help you set it and make it your own, and so that it always remains clean. And then when it comes to standardize and sustaining, set up rules that maybe once a week you declutter, you clean up this workspace so it never gets to complete disarray. Maybe you do that every 2 days, and then sustain. How do you periodically check to make sure that you are not going backwards? You are moving forward so that you can be the amazing human and lead. But again, these are just small course corrections. Sometimes you get off track. I write about this in the CEO's Compass. Sometimes you just keep moving forward, and the next thing you know, life is off track. Think about this maybe in the context of a team. Maybe you had a well-organized team, but maybe with time and getting a little bit of scope creep, or maybe players change, you don't feel as passionate about it, or you don't feel like you're chugging along. It feels cluttered. It feels clunky, and it's not moving along. Think about how you can even declutter your work environment, your team dynamics, and even your projects. And so, that's my advice to you. Think about this, and would this help you? And more importantly, in the process, as your mind wanders and you're trying to figure out how to get things sorted out and putting things in the right place, you gain clarity. You take the time to put things in order, get things right, and in the process, you start to get this positive vibes and good energy, good chemistry going. You're starting to feel better about yourself. Maybe the confidence is coming back to you, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about other things that you haven't had time to think about. During this time of decluttering your life, your work, your situation, you gain clarity. Now, try this at home. No one will get hurt in the process of decluttering. Even if you go back and declutter your kitchen, no one's going to get hurt unless you're tossing things into the trash and somebody's in the way. Again, don't let people dissuade you from going through this. It is very, very cleansing. This can work for your schedule. This can apply to many different things. And I will tell you, actually, I'm going to come back to it myself. I talk about well-being. But honestly, I've not been investing myself to the fullest because I've let other things get in the way. But I'm on a journey right now, and the weight is coming off, and I am feeling wonderful. I'm going to be showing up and feeling completely different because I've got great clarity that one of the things I wasn't doing was completely committing to myself. And that only came from decluttering my life and my environment to realize what was still missing, and that I could move forward. Also, my brand messaging. I gained some real clarity in who I am and how I show up and how I'm going to be connecting with you in a little bit more intimate way so that maybe I can help more of you. And so the process of decluttering can cleanse the soul. And I am hoping that by providing you some of this perspective, sort, set, shine, standardize, and sustain, and I can go over that with you if you like, can be ways that you can apply this to your everyday life, your home, your kitchen, your garage, your teams. It's universal. And so I hope that this was helpful, and I want to thank you for dropping in on the podcast. But just know this shouldn't be the end. I would love if you think this episode was helpful in any way and somebody else maybe needs to hear this, please share it with at least one person. I say this over and over again. Sharing with other people is how we lift others. Elevating others is a greater pursuit of what we should all be doing. And if you need a little bit more help, contact me on my website, dropinceo.com. There's a contact page. Reach out to me. I am starting to get people to come to me, and I love it. We just get to know each other first, and then I want to deeply listen to you, because I have this way of understanding what are your opportunities. How can I make you even greater than what you are? I'm just here to help. And also you can find me on LinkedIn, Deborah A. Coviello, the Drop-In CEO. That is me answering the messages. Reach out to me. Let's schedule 15 minutes complimentary to be able to see if I can help you move forward and be the great human and leader that you are meant to be. And if we need to work together a little bit, I have multiple offers, but let's just start by having a brief conversation. And so that's it. Another week of the Drop-In CEO podcast. I am grateful that you dropped in. And until we meet again, I do want to wish you well and much success. Take care.